When we look at all our deities, they're all having family. Of course they are God, no? In the Hindu tradition, we have had 4 stages of life, which is Brahmacharya, from young to 25 years old. 25 to 50 is Grihastha. 50 to, let's say, I will not say 75, because you don't even know when you are, the battery is off. So it's, let's say, like from till 65, you have Vanaprastha, which means during this time, both husband and wife retire from everything, live in the seclusion, from family, from friends, from everything, but dedicated to God together. Then you have sannyas, which is complete renunciation. Of course, they say step by step how it is, But if you analyze it deeply, first Brahmacharya, which is already, you're learning, you're on the way. Brahmacharya is not like Brahmacharis, which is dedicated to God already. It's a different process, So the first step of Brahmacharya was you're learning about life, you are growing into life. Then you have Grihastha. Doesn't mean if you are Brahmacharya, which means you go to school learning all this process, you live a celibate life and really restrict yourself, holding the energy inside of you. Doesn't mean that you have to go to Grihastha. This is a choice. You have always a choice in life, and this is also a choice. Like when we are talking about Grihastha, of course, then you enter a married life. But the aim of married life, why you are going into married life, must be very clear about it. If you're on a spiritual path, you have your path already. The marriage life is also to grow spiritually. Because why you choose a marriage path is because you feel there's a lacking into living into, single life. You feel a lacking of, there's many options. So this is the choice which you choose, actually. And when you choose that choice, it's very important to honor it. I know most of you are brahmacharis, so it's not a big deal about that, but for Grihastha, because she's a Grihastha. So, also for other devotee, which is Grihastha, it's important when you choose a certain mode of life, you have to honor that path. You see, first you're brahmacharya, you're alone. Then you married, you have 2 persons. So you are not only thinking of yourself, also as a woman, you have to abide to what your husband say. You can't say, yes, I finish and run away somewhere. No, it's not like that. So this is very important to understand, The family life is very important also. Then you have to combine spirituality. This is a good thing if when somebody gets married, is to marry somebody which is spiritual. Somebody, they say, if you don't marry a spiritual person, this is where all problem arise, Then you are going one way, the other one will go that way. Then it will never work. Because 2 mindsets, 2 people who have different aim, forget about it. But if you marry somebody which is on the spiritual path, then you can grow hand in hand. Which means you can support each another. Because you have choose this through your choice to go through this life. So you have to stand on that point, helping each another to move forward. No? Then you have the stage of Vanaprastha, which is you retire to a quiet place. Both of you already grey hair. Then like you come to an ashram. And here the grey hair will fall. You see, say when you get grey hair, you become wise, no? So then here you encourage your devotion towards God. And complete, let's say, trying oneself to be dedicated on the way. And then of course you have the last one, which is sannyas. Again back to square one. You start with Brahmacharya, you end up again in Brahmacharya, because you go through all these things to reach back to square one. So where have you advanced? Only through experience of life outside only. You understand? Because due to your dedication to your step by step through life, that's why. But again you go back to sannyas, which is complete dedication to God, only God. So, whether one can reach God in a family life, you will reach certain level. But the ultimate is only when you completely surrender. Whether it is in marriage or not. But the Lord have to be, the ultimate of everything. No husband, no children. If husband and children is put first, forget about attaining God realization. It is not possible. Only when you place God first. Even in being in a relationship, if God is first, then you will attain Him. But if you put husband, wife, children first, you can forget about that. That's why it's very important who you're marrying. If it is a devotee, this is very important. You can grow together. But if it is not a devotee, if it's somebody which is not on the spiritual path, it's very difficult. You know, very often, so many Mataji know about that, no? So, this is good for you, not a problem. Your husband are on the path. No need to run away. Honor that path.